play a home game, but they will play at home this Saturday against another We Are Soccer club, Troy United. Big thank you to all of you guys watching on the stream early on the We Are Soccer YouTube channel. I would say it's a great night for soccer, but it is about as crappy as you can get. So maybe there's some of you folks watching in your car or in your cozy home on your couch right now. I'll tell you what, I wish I were you, but I am not. So still excited to be here, bring you all the action live from Waterford Kettering High School. Typically, Waterford Mott is the home of Inter Detroit. They are hosting districts right now, so unable to play there tonight. It will be Liquid starting off with the ball. It's a two-man Dia. We'll kick it back to start us off. 4-4-2 formation for Liquid football. It's going to be 4-3-3 formation for Inter Detroit. And here we go, defending forward, like we talked about in our pregame. One of those keys of the game for Inter. Evan Baker creating early pressure on the keeper. Far side, Liquid football trying to possess. Both of these teams have had success in the Midwest Premier League. No titles, though, for Liquid football as they look to regain possession here. Instead, it looks like it's going to be Gomez Ruiz dribbling up towards that far side. Cross coming over. Potential chance for Dennis Pineda. Oh, just a little too high. Oh, my goodness. So it is going to be a goal kick for Hayden and co. 5'7" keeper, one of the shorter goalkeepers in this Midwest Premier League. Bosco Garcia deflects it back to the other team. Liquid will look to reset. Crappy field conditions look similar to that Detroit Metro FC game that Inter Detroit played now 3 weeks ago at this point. Ball comes up to the middle. Dia will get it to his teammate. That's Albari Albari. Cross. Finds his man across the field. Looking to move up here as they enter the danger zone. Trying to save that ball was number 7, Wasim Mutana. Typically a midfielder, but
out of bounds.
Moved up to the
throw-in, Inter Detroit.
Moved up past the to the attack line, I should say. Possession staying mostly in Liquid's favor early here in the going. We want to remind our folks that our first 30 minutes are brought to you by 248 Construction LLC. At 248 Construction LLC, we specialize in custom design and experts building for homeowners and business owners alike. Whether you're dreaming of a modern kitchen, a full home remodel, or a commercial renovation that turns heads, we've got you covered from concept to completion. If you're interested in custom design and expert building, call 248-894-3882. That's 248-894-3882. Big thank you to 248 Construction for sponsoring Inter Detroit. They are the main title sponsor for Inter Detroit all season. On the front of those jerseys you'll see. Nia Murti goes back to the defense. So to just maintain possession, that was Chomakov that sends it to Dia. Trying to get up to that attacking level. Chance not there, and it was offside. Maybe by just a smidge. Bosco Garcia on the defense.
On Liquid football.
Despite the pouring rain, a lot of folks here in the stands. Glad to see it for the Inter Detroit faithful making their way out to a rainy day on a late Wednesday night. Believe this is the only matchup taking place in the Midwest Premier League tonight. There might be one other that I'm forgetting. This as well makes its way to Zimmerman. That's Garcia, far side. Trying to create an attacking opportunity here. This is going to be Casey Bunker looking across. Great defense there to deflect it out, and it will be the first corner of the evening.
Out of bounds, corner kick, Inter Detroit.
Corner to be taken by Dennis Pineda, 5'10" midfielder. Played for a multitude of teams overseas. Most notably was on that El Salvador national team that we talked about prior to the game starting. It was a short corner, so they're looking to cross towards midfield now. It did touch the keeper, Ismail Hayden, on the way out.
Corner kick, Inter Detroit.
Kind of brushed up against that left hip of his, so it will be another corner. No ball boys interested in signing up in this rainy condition, so it will be the folks jogging for the ball themselves. Taking this one out, I do believe that's Evan Baker on the outside. Sends it in, far side, punched in the air, and now retrieved almost by Ben Johns. Decided to let it go wisely. Gets another corner, this time on the near side.
Out of bounds, corner kick, Inter Detroit.
Just 5 minutes into this decisive match, both of these teams looking to ascend up the ladder. Right now, Inter Detroit is in second place. Liquid Football tied for third. Here's a corner. It's short and deflected out. Will be retained by Edwin Gomez Ruiz, wearing the captain's band. Excellent cross there, just a little too far out of the reach of Liam Zimmerman.
Out of bounds, goal kick, Liquid Football.
So Liquid Football tied for Troy United for third in the Great Lakes East Division, both with a win each. And Inter Detroit with 4 points, a win and a tie, or a draw, I should say, as they were unmounted by Michigan Stars U23, who was able to get a win against the Legends FC a couple days ago. But a win for Inter Detroit would put them back in that tie for first place. That 1-1 draw might prove to be pivotal as the season continues. It's Chomokov. Out to 19, it's Alzami Zami. Puniamurti. Looks like Liquid Football just trying to possess for the moment. Dia trying to gain possession, not quite. Ball jostled around a little bit. That's Casailas. Ball being touched by pretty much everything besides a foot at the moment. Instead, here's Pineda. Makes a right move to Gomez Ruiz. Ball playing on the near side. And they will look to reset. Rowe was pretty adamant in his keys to the game about trying to set the tone early and getting on the scoreboard first so they could play ahead rather than trying to play catch-up. They've had success playing ahead against teams like Metro FC, as well as others in the past. Chasing after that is 14. That's Nicholas Okoro. No, excuse me, that's Peyton Trask. Now it's Liquid on the attack. Begging for the flag, everyone is. They will call it.
Offside on Liquid Football.
Drawing that offside is number 10, Dehane Nanru. Who I thought was going to be playing with Detroit Metro FC this season, but now has made his way back to Liquid, so not sure what the situation is there. It will be Bosco Garcia to kick it away. They'll flip the field. This is Ben Johns. Has Zimmerman to his left. He'll get the ball to him. Foul's going to be called on Albari. And you're not mishearing that. He does have the same name for his first and last name. Want to be respectful of all cultures, but I figured I should clarify that. Deep ball coming in, now towards the midfield. Inter Detroit on the attack now. That's Bovey getting it up towards the midfield. That kick just a little too far wide, and now Liquid looking for an attacking chance. Instead, Gomez Ruiz, slick footwork and all, will take possession. 27, that's Evan Baker. Back to Bovey. Wants another goal, too far wide.
Out of bounds, goal kick, Liquid football.
Nick Hatsios, who scored 2 goals in that opening match against Metro FC, is rostered today, just coming off the bench. I believe you can sub in once in each half. Here's Garcia. A light push from Ben Johns will give Liquid the football around midfield. Out to Abdul Sene. Albari on the outside, trying to make something happen. A lot of contact between him and Zimmerman. Ref rules in favor of Inter Detroit. Albari just trying to make sense of it. Zimmerman did fall, but I don't know, I think that's just kind of part of the nature of those attacking chances. You're going to get a little rough. Header batted up, retained by Liquid for the moment. Here's Chomakov. Goes back to the keeper, Hayden. On the attack was Evan Baker. And now Bovey on the attack, trying to put some pressure and force him to make a decision. It ends up being the wrong one, as now Inter Detroit is in the attacking half, attacking third, I should say, getting ready to make something happen. Ball swinging around Chomakov. Albari will get it to Sene. A lot of patience from this Liquid football team. Got to give them credit for that. Albari will find Sene. Gonna go to Atume Ndia. Back to Albari. Here's Mutana. Shot blocked by Inter Detroit. Abdul Sene trying to retain possession. And now it is Inter Detroit getting pressured. Ball stolen by Mutana. Cross blocked. Zimmerman just trying anything he can to get that ball out of there. Ball is being knocked all types of different directions. And now Bovey. Is going to be, I believe, some sort of offsides potentially. Not sure what the call was there, but looks like it was called by the side judge, and the ref responded positively to it. We're getting roughly close to 15 minutes into this match. Edwin Gomez Ruiz through the midfield, finds Pineda. Out to Zimmerman. He's playing on the wing. Throw in for Zimmerman in Detroit. Pineda crosses over. Not going to find the attacker there. Instead, it's Chomakov out to Nanru. able to dribble through Gomez Ruiz and find Dia potentially. Not quite. Pineda, good hesitation move there. And now gets tripped and fouled by Sal Alzami-Zami. Pineda's going to take his time to get up. Good sportsmanship from Dia from Liquid Football to help him up on that. Gomez Ruiz. Back to him. Pineda will send it back to Ben Johns, and he'll look to kind of take their time here for a little bit. Don't mind playing the possession game if they can. Cross all the way into the attacking zone. Quite possibly the danger zone here. That ball now possessed by somebody. Apologies, some of these numbers a little small on my view. This is Pineda on the near side. Wants Gomez Ruiz. He's going to find him. Playing through the middle here. Pineda's going to try to dribble through the entire team. Ball settled. Looks like Peyton Trask is trying to make something. No, that's Casey Bunker, excuse me. That cross just a little too high and over the goalpost, so it's a goal kick.
Out of bounds. Goal kick, Liquid Football.
Tumaine Dia gets it out to Nanru on the far side. Swiftly turned over now. Pineda wanted Bovey, not able to get him. Tight pressure defense from Detroit. But Tumaine Dia trying to do everything he can to keep this ball alive. Here's Abdul Sene. Good passing combination here from Liquid Football in the danger zone now. That's Dia. I think I referred to Mbaye Gay as Dia. I apologize for that. That's Mbaye Gay. Chomakov. Back to Alzami-Zami. This is Punia Murti. Former Futsal Factory player, if I have that right. And now potential attacking chance here. This is Bovey trying to make something happen. Back to Pineda, near side. Gonna look for the cross here. Tough defense by Punia Murti. Liam Zimmerman now. Is that ball cleared out of the arena by Abdul Sene. Need a ball for a corner. Is that ball no longer able to be retrieved?
Corner kick. Inter Detroit. Correction, throw-in.
No, it's a corner. Oh, it's just barely a throw-in. That's insane. Looked like that went out of the back of the end zone by my estimation, but regardless, good passing combination, gets the ball inside. This is Zimmerman with the cross, just a little too far over the goalpost. He was looking for number 7, Casey Bunker, the attacker from West Virginia Wesleyan. Both teams not able to create many chances. Felt like the last game for Inter Detroit, they had many times to take those chances, just weren't able to capitalize on them. In this game so far, it's just been both teams trying to get settled into things. Something to note, there were Inter Detroit players, you know, jogging and kind of getting themselves warmed up as early as an hour and a half before game time, while Liquid Football didn't take the field until 20 minutes before game time. So there's a chance that some of these Liquid Football players could be a little sluggish, kind of getting themselves into the flow of things. It will be interesting to see if that has any sort of effect as the game goes on. Maybe a stronger second half from them. That is going to be a corner. The throw-in goes off the leg of, I believe that was Chomikov, I'm not sure.
Corner kick into Detroit.
Went off the leg of Albari instead, my apologies. It'll be Liam Zimmerman to send it in. Players will gather in the box. What are we going to see? Headed out by Chomikov, tracked down by Peyton Trask. Now Pineda, cross. Wanted Evan Baker inside, not able to get it. That's Chomikov trying to save it from being another corner. I believe that's into Detroit's 100th corner of the game. Just kidding, not 100, but you get my point.
Corner kick into Detroit.
Roughly 4 or 5 for them up to this point. I believe 5 is the number. Fifth one sent in over the hands of Hayden. It did touch his hand though, so cleared out by Liquid Football. Here's Edwin Gomez-Ruiz, a shot from distance. A little too high.
Goal kick into Detroit. Correction, goal kick, Liquid Football.
20 minutes into this game, just both of these teams trying to break that stalemate they've had up to this point. Inter Detroit's had more chances than Liquid has. This tight defense has been part of that. You see how high up they're playing as opposed to how they were playing last time around against the Stars. I think being the first on the scoreboard, I know that being first on the scoreboard was a big priority for Ryan Rowe.
Throwing into Detroit.
It's Paul Skasilas who sent the throw in. There, this is Ben Johns. Has space, he'll take it. He's got Zimmerman up ahead of him, and Gomez to his right. Finds Gomez-Ruiz. Back to Skasilas, excuse me. Kick too far now. It's gonna be stolen, ripped away by Gomez-Ruiz. Excellent footwork. Inside trying to make something happen. Close to a foul call, nothing there, was on the ball. Mutana trying to keep the ball alive. Instead it'll be Liam Zimmerman taking it away. Still tough defense from Mutana, no call. It's a 3-on-3 chance here for Liquid. Deflected. Hear the ref saying all ball. That last trip, that's Bovee. Back to Bovee on the other side of the field, trying to outrun Chomikov. He almost does, gets the cross. And now Inter Detroit with a chance to send it in, and now the keeper, Ismail Hayden, will say enough of that. Enough of this roughhousing I'm seeing. I'm tired of seeing you guys take the ball and not kicking it to my team. I don't know. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know if he's a guy that jokes a lot or not. What am I talking about? Here we go. Possession back to Inter Detroit. Need to be careful with it though. Tough defense from Liquid. Dehane and Nanru. Zimmerman kept off guard, so we'll go back to Ben Johns in the backfield. This is Peyton Trask. Over to Dennis Pineda, wide open midfield. He's gonna look to attack with it. Wants a shot, saved by Hayden. First save of the evening for either team. It's still under pressure. That's Liam Zimmerman keeping it bounce. Oh, no way. Looks like there's gonna be some sort of throw-in. In my opinion, the ref just not in the right place to make that call, but good save there by Hayden. Shot taken by Dennis Pineda. Liquid will look to go deep at this call, I believe. So I don't know if you guys caught that. Atume Ndia made the VAR signal to say, hey, you know, can we check that again? Looked like there was some sort of play away from the ball that he was complaining about. But Dia's going to take a step off the field to make sure everything's okay with him. Not sure what all of that is about, but
He was down on the board.
so no throw-in. It is a legitimate foul call, so it'll be Albari to send it in. 25 minutes of play here in this now settled Waterford Kettering arena. It was raining pretty hard there for a little bit, but now it has gone away. Mutana keeps it in bounds. Wanted the cross, at least faked it. Goes back to Sene. That's Gay. Back to Albari. No, excuse me, that's 19, Alzami Zami. Alzam-Zami, excuse me. Been mispronouncing that for this game. Apologies to him and his family. Evan Baker on the pressure there, forcing these Liquid football folks to make decisions, quick decisions at that. Abdul Sene goes back to Albari. Mutana. This time pass. Mutana wanted some sort of holding call, but not going to get it. Here's Gomez Ruiz. Funky footwork and everything. Gets it to Pineda. Wants Bovey on the outside, not going to get him. Look to go inside instead, and it's going to go back to Johns. Ben Johns, the former Latvian professional. Grew up in Churchill, so still a Michigan-born and bred guy, but had the opportunity to play professionally overseas and took it. This is Pania Murti down the field. It's going to go back to Jackson Harchick. That's his first touch of the evening on the ball. Dennis Pineda. Dia, who's now back in the game, finds Guy. Shot too high.
Goal kick, Inter Detroit.
Shot taken there by Dehane Nanru, the attacker from Schoolcraft. A lot of the folks who play for this Liquid football team are not currently in school. These are schools that they used to play for. At least by my estimation of things. Ben Johns has space. Look to go to Pineda instead. Feeling the pressure from Sene. Johns to Zimmerman. Tries to get it past Mutana. He's going to rip it away. Mutana still with the ball. Wants to cross inside. Nanru wanted the attack. Not going to get it. Possession will continue to flip back and forth between these squads. Gay wanted a shot from way downtown. And here's Mutana, one-on-one. Great save! And there's going to be a offsides called instead. So shot does not count, neither does the save. And no wonder Mutana was all alone. It looked like he had a great one-on-one opportunity with Jackson Harchick. Harchick in his first start this season. Janis had about 4 saves last time around against the Michigan Stars. We'll see if Harchick will have to put in as much or less or more work. Foul called by the side judge, so Liquid football retains possession. Both of these teams jockeying back and forth, just trying to make anything happen. Throw-in awarded to
Out of
Liquid.
bounds. Throw in Liquid football.
Just feels like that tension continues to increase, and we're going to see as Peyton Trask is going to step on the field. We'll make sure we get a number there for you. One of the players that did not play last time against the Stars, if I have that right. Is going to be 9, Nicholas Okoro, the attacker from Butler, so trying to get some more attacking presence as they switch out a midfielder for an attacker.
Inter Detroit substitution, number 9, Okoro, checks into the game.
So Nicholas Okoro, 5'8" attacker from Butler.
Out of bounds, Liquid football, throw in.
Ball will swing around. Like I mentioned, that tension just continues to build and build. It seems like there's going to be a big release from who's ever able to score the first goal of the game. Liquid trying to give themselves some chances here
Out of bounds,
in the danger zone, getting ready to
Liquid football.
have a throw in. They got about 6 guys ready to make a mark, make that 8, with Albari getting in there on the far side, trying to dribble through these defenders. Poor touch from the attacker gives Inter Detroit a chance. It's going to be 3-on-4 for the moment. Ball almost stolen away by Abdul Sene, and it's completely stolen away by George Chomikov. John settles it, finds Zimmerman, wants Okoro, gets him. Ball deflected off of Abdul Sene, so it's going to be a throw-in for Inter Detroit.
Inter Detroit throw-in.
We'll send it back. Albari. No, excuse me, that's Dennis Pineda. Back to Johns. Over at Bosco Garcia. Trying to play through the wings. Well, it does feel like this Liquid football team is stretched out. You can play through the middle majority of the time. Here's Edwin Comas Ruiz, gets the ball back, one at Okoro, gets deflected. Now an attacking chance potentially as Itume Dia gets tripped and knocked over. So it's going to be William Zimmerman instead, now in the danger zone. Good defense there from Abdul Sene to send it back to the keeper, who will clear it. Allow play to resume for Liquid football.
Out of bounds, Liquid football throw-in.
Was Dehae Nanru able to win that throw in there, deflecting it off the Inter Detroit leg. Here's Al-Zamzami. Abdul Sene. Otana. Otana has some space, looking to find his teammate. He will. That's Albari. Trying to get it to Itume Dia. Not able to, but they will keep possession here on the throw-in.
Liquid football.
A reminder, folks, that these next 30 minutes are brought to you by Chief Services LLC. Chief Services LLC are roofing and renovation experts serving all of Southeast Michigan. If you're in need of a new roof or renovation, call 248-787-5887. That's 248-787-5887. Big thank you to Chief Services LLC for being the stadium banner sponsor, for Inter Detroit. Jacking around. Here's Evan Baker trying to get the ball. He's going to rush past the 2 defenders, give himself a one-on-one chance. Here we go. Finds the back of the net! Evan Baker. In his first start, earns the goal to put Detroit up 1-0 against Liquid Football.
Enter Detroit goal scored by number 27, Evan Baker.
6'1" attacker from Saginaw Valley State finally breaks the hold, this scoreless hold that this game has had up to this point. Substitution coming on for Liquid Football. Not sure who subbed off as we. But it is going to be Aram Shabo, attacker, coming in for Liquid Football. Last time these two teams played, it was a 3-3 draw, so a lot more action in that game than we have currently going on right now. But I mean, like we said, it felt like both of these teams just looking to break that tension, have a bit of a release after they score. And I mean, Evan Baker, excellent speed there to just be able to outrun those two defenders and find the back of the net. Classic stuff. Gotta love the commitment by Ryan Rowe to defend forward and play forward for the majority of this first half. Even subbed out a midfielder for another attacker to go to a 4-2-4 formation. Speaking of attacking, here comes Inter Detroit, ready to score another one. Dragged out of there by Wasim Matana. No call given. Gomez Ruiz through the middle of the field. Wants Nick Okoro. Just a little too far. Less than 10 minutes to go before stoppage time. Not sure what kind of signal we'll get for stoppage time up to this point. Playing this one up is Dehain Nanru, who will instead go back to that back line. Alzam Zami crosses through the middle of the field. Slid and deflected out of there by Bosco Garcia. Once again by Bosco Garcia. Finds Shabo. Wants Mutana. Not going to get him. It's Ben Johns deflecting it back to Liam Zimmerman and now to Okoro. It's going to be a foul by Ryan Bovey. A shove from behind. The good old two-hand shove. Get you a yellow any time of the day. It's going to be Mbaye Gaye getting ready to take a free kick 40 yards out from the goalpost. Sends it in. Harchick punches it away. Now deflected by Ben Johns. On a jostling for this ball. It is going to be Inter Detroit gaining possession. That was Casey Bunker sending it to the other side of the field. Hyden will elect to keep the ball in bounds, keep that clock running. Evan Baker still with that press defense. This team excellently coached by Ryan Rowe in his 5th season. 2022 and 23 East Division champions. Looking to get themselves back to the glory days here in 2025. Another attacking chance. Chomikov sends that out. Here's Abdul Sene. Tight defense from Inter Detroit. Pineda now playing up top with Evan Baker. Here's Okoro. He's typically an attacker playing through the midfield right now. It's nice having that ability to be able to rotate your players in and now worry about their fit, about where they are. It's Albari back to the keeper, Hayden. Here's Alzam Zami. Ball dribbled by Nick Okoro, tried to dribble through the whole team, gets it stolen away. This is Albari, excuse me. Dehe Nanu, double teamed. Almost stripped away by Casey Bunker, and instead it's a throw-in for Liquid Football. Substitution coming in, Casey Bunker stepping off the field in favor for number 10, Nate Booz. 5'8" midfielder from Schoolcraft. As well as a defensive check-in. That's Tyler Philpott from Western Illinois checking in the spot where Liam Zimmerman was playing, so I imagine it was him that checked out, but I don't know for sure. Cross coming over the head of Philpott. Good defense here from Inter Detroit to send it away. Evan Baker. Now cleared out by Liquid Football as they look to reset.
Out of bounds. Throw in. Inter Detroit.
Less than 5 minutes of stoppage time here. Can't imagine there would be too much. We're going to stop for a couple substitutions and a goal. Abdul Sene gets that ball back to the keeper, Hayden. We're going to play possession here. Here's Sene. Shabo. Back to Albari. Looking for a real difference maker here. Here's Chomikov. Trying to start an attack from Liquid Football. Mishandled, and it goes out of bounds. Ball mishandled once again by Liquid Football, so throw in for Inter Detroit. Side judge said it's a throw in for Liquid Football, but our center field referee says no, it's actually a foul on Liquid, so. That's Skasilas who sent it back into play. Ben Johns finds Philpott. Tough defense from Shabo. It's going to be a turnover. Atumendia trying to find Shabo. That looks like it's offsides. Not going to be called. Great save! Jackson Harchick goes out for a corner.
Jackson Harchick with the save.
Both coaches yelling in orders, making sure their guys are on the same page.
Corner kick, Liquid Football.
Corner to be taken by Mbai Gay, number 77 on the near side. Sends it in. It's a low one. Not able to capitalize on it. Here's Inter Detroit. Here's Nick Okoro trying to dribble his way out of pressure. It's going to be Ben Johns. Who sends it out of bounds, making it a throw-in for Liquid Football. Center ref, excuse me, argues that throw-in should be closer, and it is. So here's Mutana. Now finds Gay. And by Gay, excuse me. It was Nanu trying to get something to Gay. Ends up finding him. Tough defense from Inter Detroit, making it impossible for these Liquid Football guys to live in the danger zone. Mutana back out. Looking to swing around. Inside is going to be Abdul Sene, who finds the back of the net. Abdul Sene, the defender. Right place, right time.
Liquid Football goal scored by Abdul Sene.
Finds a way to get that header over two Inter Detroit defenders. It looks like Jackson Harchick was just kind of caught off guard there. So 1-1 tie in the 46th minute. So very opportune timing as well. For Liquid Football. Better to go down tied than they are to go down a goal. Not sure how much time we'll have coming up here. Heading to halftime question of the week. I'm not sure what else to call it in our pre-recorded segment for halftime. We talked to head coach Ryan Rowe about his thoughts on the new partnership between the Midwest Premier League and the League for Clubs. As Inter Detroit, this didn't come up in our conversation, but they are signed on for the League for Clubs for 2026. So something that's very interesting there, trying to introduce a promotion relegation system between these two leagues. That'll come up at halftime, as well as our halftime live report that we'll talk about the first half and all the events or non-events that have happened throughout this first half. These last 10 minutes have been exciting, though. Here's a free kick from Inter Detroit. Nate Booza send it in. Touch the ground before it touched any heads. No one able to get a real good grasp of the ball. And that is going to be the end of the first half with a header over a defender. So as we get ready to start here, 45 minutes left to go in this match. It's been an absolute stalemate between these squads. Something else noteworthy, I thought there was an 18-person limit for the amount of people you could dress on a squad, and Liquid Football has dressed 19. So I'm not sure if that 18-man rule is present or not, as Sarayocho gets his first touch on the ball, clears it away. And a foul called on Ben Johns, who clearly pushed Atume Ndia in the back. The good old two-handed shove never goes unnoticed. Here's Mutana. To the far side of the field. Send it in. This is Albari. Chip over the head. Atume Ndia trying to send it over the keeper's head and chipped it into the back of the net. Looked like there could have been a potential offsides called. Nothing there, so it is Atume Ndia scoring just a little over a minute into the second half. Excellent counterattack there from Liquid Football as they take a 2-1 lead to start the second half. Wow. Assist going to Albari. Albari is an excellent just chip over the entirety of that back line. And Liquid Football takes a 2-1 lead. So interesting stuff here. This is a team that does not like to play from behind, as Ryan Rowe mentioned in my conversation with him. So we talked to those keys of the game that were setting the tone, defending forward, and allowing themselves to possess and create opportunities. Struggled on finishing those opportunities last time around against the Michigan Stars. Today it's been a little more of the same. They were able to finish on a great counterattack, but now it was Liquid Football finishing on a counterattack. Bad touch there from Pineda. Sends possession back to the other side. That's another chip from Albari. Albari. Just a great save there from Draxton Harchick. That was a two-man deal, taking a one-timer. First save of the second half for Harchick. Be curious to see what the response is from Inter Detroit, now finding themselves down for the first time in today's match. This was a match with not a lot going on in the first half up until that 35th minute. Keeping it in bounds is Liquid. Sending it inside, straight into the hands of Jackson Harchick. As now Inter Detroit looks to take possession and get themselves moving forward. That's Gomez Ruiz going up to Pineda on the near side. Trying to push forward. Instead, we'll pause for a second. That's Paul Skasilis. And Pineda looked like some sort of non-contact injury is what is keeping him on the ground. He's holding that right leg of his. He has a lot of tape, and he is going to call the trainer out. The center ref will. He had a lot of tape and looked like some sort of brace. Well, everybody wears shin guards, but something a little extra on the front shin pad there to kind of maybe help stabilize that knee. He kicked the ball back to Paul Skasilis, and now he's kind of holding his leg in a lot of pain. So it looks like that right knee has bothered him in the past and is now coming up, might have re-aggravated something. Won't diagnose anything on the field, of course, but the trainer for Inter Detroit coming in to check in on him, make sure everything's okay. He'll be helped up to the ground by Edwin Gomez Ruiz. Pineda, the former El Salvador national team player. Looks like he is going to step off for a second. There was a player who is subbing in on the far side of the field. Looks like center ref is trying to make sure and clarify everything is okay. Pineda has been subbed out officially, so as far as I know, I don't think he's allowed to come back. Coming in for him is number 12, Kyle Jennings, an attacker. I think you can sub out and sub back in. You can sub in technically twice during a game, once during the first half and once during the second half, but now that Pineda is out. I don't think he can come back in, so free kick getting ready to be taken here by Inter Detroit. Roughly 40, 43 yards out from the goal. It'll be Ryan Bovey, the midfielder. Send it into the mixer. Far side. Tony Sarayocho came out of his post, and he's got to be pretty damn lucky that nothing came of it. He came really far out to knock that ball away, didn't even get a hand on it. Ended up going out for a goal kick, but if he comes out that far, it ends up going into the foot, the knee, or a head of an Inter-Detroit player. That is a wide open net. I don't think any of the defenders realized it either. So Chomokov will send it around. There's Al-Zamzami. Clearing it way down the field, wanted Dehane Nanru. Bovee. It's Evan Baker now trying to find Kyle Jennings. That kicked just a little too far. We'll go out for a goal kick. Casey Bunker now trying to make something happen here. He's got defenders all around him, but he's got players in front. Here's Bovee, wants a cross. It was low and intercepted by Mutana. Skasilis trying to take possession here. A little too far from the feet of Kyle Jennings, so it goes out for another goal kick. Sariocho kind of doing a little bit of info gathering and information. Does stand at a higher height, I should say. I don't know. I don't have a better word for that than Hayden, but significantly younger. He's an 18-year-old from Royal Oak High School. Here's a counterattack from Liquid Football. Mutana. Albari takes a shot just a little too high and wide. Goes out. Would go out for a kick. It looked like it was partially deflected, so it's a corner instead. Looks like that's Mbaye Gay getting ready to kick. Corner super high, headed away by Bosco Garcia. Now retrieved by Maurice Toma. Did start the game, but hasn't heard his name called a lot. This is Casey Bunker. 2-on-2, if you're talking attackers to defenders. Bunker wants something. Oh, just wide. Two feet to the left of the goalpost. But that's what Ryan Rowe wants. Even if they're not able to capitalize on those chances, they just want to keep creating for themselves. Now that they're down 2-1, they can't afford to settle or play the possession game any longer. About 35 minutes left to go in this game. If they want to find themselves with a win, they got to be able to pounce on every opportunity given to them. Skasilis lets it go out of bounds. It's a throw-in. Bunker almost kicked Mutana in the face. Ends up going out of bounds. Ends up being a throw-in for Liquid Football anyways. Dangerous, dangerous play. Casey Bunker trying to retain the ball for himself. Skasilis heads it in. Bunker will allow the ball to go behind him. Heads it out. This is Evan Baker. Back to Baker. Bunker, excuse me. Let it be words. Intercepted by Liquid Football. And we're going the other way. Bosco Garcia heads it up and out of bounds. Excellent defense there to prevent Dehane Nanru, the attacker from Schoolcraft, to have a chance at the goal. This is Gay. Cholmakov. Cross over the field into the feet of Nanru once again.
No.
Albari. Back to Toma. Toma once again tries to get it past the midfield. Stolen by Gomez Ruiz. Counterattack chance. Here's Baker. Gonna get bodied, or pushed, I should say, by Evan Baker. Albari goes way over the net. Just not aware of where he was on the field, I think. Elevated stakes for both of these teams. Inter Detroit in firm position of second place. Liquid Football tied for third. A win for either one of these teams would either move them up a place to tie or to take the sole lead. Liquid Football with a win would go to 2-0, and 6 points would put them in second place in the Great Lakes East Division. While Inter Detroit, a win would put them in a tie for first place with the Michigan Stars U23 team. Here's a cross over the middle. Ryan Bovey finds it back to, no! Needed that one. Oh. That was Casey Bunker, who had the ball at the edge of his foot with a wide open net in front of him, not able to get the right touch, so it goes out of bounds. You heard it. You heard my voice. Yeah, the words were coming out. I was ready to call a goal for Inter Detroit. And we've seen that this is a young keeper, Tony Sarayocho, who is willing to, doesn't necessarily have that discipline to stay in the net when he probably should. So those are opportunities and chances I feel like you have to take advantage of. Speaking of which, here's Liquid Football on the other side of the field. Now trying to play a little more patient. They can afford to do so. Here's Toma, cross, gets it to Mutana. It's a handball, so it goes back to Inter Detroit. Ball moving around. Possession back in favor of Inter Detroit. A little bit of jostling going on. Now potential it's an attack opportunity. Here's Albari. Nanru, excuse me. That's how you say his name. Knowing he was offside, decided to stop running after the ball. The ball checked in straight into the chest of Sarayocho. I want to remind folks these last 30 minutes are brought to you by the Michigan Super Cup. The Michigan Super Cup is an adult competitive soccer tourney taking place July 5th and 6th in Brighton for $20,000 in prize money. They're seeking to combine semi-pro players with Sunday League teams. If you have interest in competing, contact JP at 248-494-6540. Again, that's 248-494-6540. Big thank you to the Michigan Super Cup for their support of Inter Detroit soccer. Here we go. Nick Okoro trying to make something happen here. Dragged to the ground by an Inter Detroit, by a Liquid Football player, excuse me. That is going to earn him the first yellow of the afternoon. Yellow assessed, to Abdul Sene, the man who scored the opening goal for Liquid Football. Nick Okoro had his feet firmly with the ball in front of him. The attack chance clearly there, and Sene just decided to grab his arm and drag him to the ground. So it is going to be a free kick just outside of the 18-yard box. Looks like it's placed firmly on that 10 hash mark, making it 20 yards out. A little bit of strategizing here. That's Liam Zimmerman talking to the captain, Edwin Gomez-Ruiz. Center ref making sure everybody is in their correct spot, or legal spot, I should say. Gonna send this one into the mixer. Not quite. Here's Bovee. He's gonna go low. Will end up deflecting and now potentially in possession of back of Inter Detroit. Bovee wants a shot. Oh, just a little too wide. Had Sarayocho diving for it. It's back for another goal kick. Ball headed away by Paul Skasilas. Casey Bunker making sure that Toma cannot take his good old sweet time on that. Time working against him at this point. Here's Cholmakov. Back to Toma. Gets it past Casey Bunker. Good footwork from him. Toma finds Atumendia inside, dragged to the ground. That is going to be a foul, and a yellow card assessed to Bosco Garcia. Looks like a little bit of a receipt on the other end after Nick Okoro was dragged to the ground by Abdul Sene on the other side. So this time from 30 yards out, it'll be Albari standing next to Mbaye Gay as they look to strategize how they send this one into that 18-yard box. Three-man wall in front of them. And scattered Liquid and Inter Detroit players throughout. It will be Albari to send it in. Gay is standing all alone. Still sends it directly into the back of the net! Excellent find and score from Albari to score his 4th goal of the season. Wow, what a wonder shot from 30 yards out. Decides, I don't need a teammate, I'm gonna take this one myself. 3-1. And you can feel the air just being sucked out of the atmosphere from the Inter Detroit fan base, who are so positive and joyful after Evan Baker scored the opening goal to make it 1-0. It's been a 3-0 run since then. Garcia sends it back to the other side. Here's Ben Johns. Bovee over the head, wants Okoro. Great defense to make sure he doesn't get it, but it's out for a corner. Looks like it will be Nick Okoro, the attacker from Butler, to send it out. We'll send it short. Shot deflected, potentially headed in! Oh, they're gonna call him offsides. It was headed in either by, I wasn't sure, it's either by Bosco Garcia or, is that Kyle Jennings? But either way, yes, It was both Garcia and Jennings in the mix, but either way, doesn't count. Offsides is called. Another way to suck all the air out of the atmosphere. You think you have something, just to find out you don't. I'm sure both Garcia and Jennings were probably not ready for that cross to come in. Here's Jennings now. Gets it to Evan Baker. Potentially Chomikov will send it out. Inter Detroit will try to reset. Zimmerman back out to Okoro on the far side. Gomez Ruiz. Zimmerman. Saved and now trying to keep possession alive. Was Mutana. Two-handed shove goes uncalled. So Liquid continues to keep the ball. Low cross midfield. Here's Albari. Wants him by Gay. No, excuse me, that's Dehane Nanu inside. Albari with a chance. Saved by Jackson Harchick. Third save of the game for Jackson Harchick. And it is going to be a near side corner kick for Liquid Football. Up 2 goals, not satisfied. I like the intensity from Javi Batista and co. As it will be Mbaye Gay, who's been taking corners the entire evening for Liquid Football, to send it in. Sends it. Perfectly placed, but headed away by the defense. Once again by Bovey. Now Albari's trying to make something of it. Keep possession alive, still on the attack. Not the touch that Tumendia wanted. Back to Gay. It is going to be called offsides. It's a late call. Inter Detroit looking to go quick, recognizing once again time is not on their side. 20 minutes left to go in this game. Down 2 goals. Evan Baker gets knocked over. Ref's point of view says it was a foul, so it will be Inter Detroit setting the ball back into play. Gomez Ruiz trying to play through the middle. Has Casales on the near side. Bunker back to Casales, has a chance. Wants a cross. And it's going to be a trip and a call, and that is a penalty, no doubt about it. And Mbaye Gay wanted the challenge there. He is going to get the yellow for it. Was clearly beat by Paul Casales, the Brighton graduate. And it is going to be a penalty kick on Tony Sarayocho, the 18-year-old. Ready to take it here is Evan Baker. Evan Baker, 6'1", attacker from Saginaw Valley State. First start at home this season. Scored the opening goal of the game. And now getting ready to take a chance. Here we go. Directly into the net, no question about it. 2-3. Score still in favor of Liquid Football. But excellent penalty chance there, capitalized by Evan Baker. Less than 19 minutes to go. Inter Detroit needs one more to equalize the score and would equate to the same score these teams had last season when they played at Liquid Football's home field. Ball almost stolen away, call earned by Edwin Gomez-Ruiz. Inter trying to play fast. I don't think a draw will be enough for them. They want to get the win. Both of these teams do, obviously, but there's just a certain pace and intensity that this Inter Detroit team is playing with. Is now in Mist, has entered the field once again. Graced us with its presence prior to the game starting. Has been present in the city of Waterford pretty much all day long. Skasilis weighing his options, finds Bunker, goes off the legs of Toma, keeps the ball. Gomez-Ruiz, not the touch he wanted. Now footed away by Bosco Garcia. Yelling to his teammates, shouting directions. I imagine one of the elder players on this team. The former professional player who's in Nicaragua with CS Sebaco. Ball stolen away, Ben Johns. Headed up by, I think that was Bovey there. No, excuse me, that's Evan Baker. Might have another chance at it. Great defense there from Liquid Football, not only to foot the ball away, but also to keep it in bounds to keep that clock running. Here's Garcia. Chips it into the chest of Chomikov. Gay trying to keep it alive. Does. Now it's Toma. Now a counterattack chance. Evan Baker trying to find a teammate. Is getting double teamed. Continues to be double teamed. And now a counterattack chance for Liquid Football. Looked like the attacker there towards the middle of the field for Liquid Football thought he was offside, so he decided not to continue at it. Evan Baker gets tripped, no call there. They're gonna say it's all ball. And now another call there. Sorry, not another call, another trip and fall, but this time in favor of Liquid Football. Liquid will take their sweet old time getting ready to kick this away off of the foul call. And Saraocho sending it all the way down to the other side. Headed away. Dehane Nanru goes out of bounds. Casey Bunker wasting no time at all. Not the header that he wants. That's Kyle Jennings trying to find a Okoro. Ball being knocked in every type of different direction besides staying on the field. Baker crossed over. Saraocho jumping way out in front of the net to knock that away. Nanru. Bunked, and now Kyle Jennings gonna draw the foul call. Looked like he got knocked around his eye, somewhere around that right part of his face. And now a yellow is gonna be assessed too. Looks like that's Maurice Toma. The 77th minute. Ryan Bovey is gonna look to put this one in a mixer. Two defenders in front of him. Toma's one. Looks like Nanru's the other. The entirety of both teams are on the opposite side of the 18-yard box. Not quite that far, towards the middle. sub coming off, Chomikov will step away while we look to see who that is. It does look like Pania Morty. I thought he was on the field already, but could have stepped off for the start of the second half. And there's another substitute, so this time it'll be number 80, Atume Ndia. In favor of somebody else I don't necessarily recognize. We'll make sure to get that name. Here's a cross coming all the way in. Headed in. Oh, almost close. Well, almost in, but certainly very close. Bosco Garcia got the header. It was just a foot or two wide left of the net. Faking that one excellently. It's Liquid Football. Toma crosses it. Here's number 14. That's who's checked in. It's Dylan Wismont, who got the start last time around against FC Pontiac. He's looking to come in as a potential super sub. This is Mutana, double teamed in that far side corner. Deflected it off of Bosco Garcia, so it's a header, not a header, a throw in for Liquid Football in the danger zone. Thrower will say short. That's Mutana trying to keep the ball alive and inbounds. Excellent footwork. Cross comes in. Not quite what they wanted. Pania Murti is going to take a wicked wild shot. Maybe that was intentional to send that one way out of bounds. Looks like they've now recruited someone to be a ball guy on both sides of the field to make sure that we can keep this game alive. Harchik didn't like the way that ball felt, so he's going to opt for the one that was cleared instead. This is Ben Johns up the field. Less than 11 minutes to go. That ball crossed, trying to get the fast break opportunity. That's a basketball term, trying to get the counter. Trying to get the fast offense, we'll say. Nikokoro keeping it alive. Finds Gomez Ruiz inside. Good triangle offense. Ball too far. That's Bunker trying to send it in. Kyle Jennings wanted a foul call in the box and not going to get it. Goes into the hands of Tony Sarayocho. Ten minutes left to go. 2-3 score in favor of Liquid. Important standings on the line here for both of these teams. Skosilas now back to Ben Johns. Goes far side, that's Zimmerman. Evan Baker keeps the ball in possession of Inter Detroit with an excellent slide tackle. Ryan Bovey trying to go through the whole team. Fair play there. This is Nadru keeping the ball alive. Toma out and gets a throw in favor of Inter Detroit. Anything can happen in this wonderful game of soccer, so I don't want to rule anything out quite yet. That ball goes out of bounds. It's a throw in for a Liquid. But if you're Inter Detroit, you can't think about trying to get the win at this point. You just got to be able to score one goal. And if there's time left, maybe you can think about potentially scoring another one. But there is no two-goal play in soccer. As that ball just is cleared away.
Oh
No
my
way!
God!
Are you kidding me?
Whoa!
What on God's green earth just took place? So literally just trying to clear the ball away was a Liquid player. I think that was Albari, who was just trying to get the ball out and away. Jackson Harchick misreads it, and it goes directly over his head into the back of the net. I don't know if I've ever seen that, ever. That is unbelievable. 5th goal of the season. Holy smokes. 4-2 score. And like I was just talking about, anything can happen in this wonderful game of soccer, but we're at the point now where getting a draw may be out of the question for Inter Detroit. How far was that shot from, what, 65 yards out? Is that what we're talking about? I mean, I would be very curious to watch that replay once this game is over. I mean, good gravy almighty. Taking a look at some of the upcoming games for both of these sides. Inter Detroit, their next game will be at home. Hopefully at Waterford Mont. We'll see if it's anywhere else. Home against FC Pontiac, the team that Liquid Football just recently beat. Friday, May 30th. That's a 7 p.m. start time. Nick Okoro trying to get something started on offense. Instead, it's ripped away from Liquid Football. For Liquid Football, their next game is at home as well. They play Troy United on Saturday, May 24th. If the result holds as it is, that's a game where Troy United will try to even themselves out with Liquid Football in the standings after earning their first win of the season just a couple nights ago. Here's a shot. It's directly into the hands of Harchick. That's another save. Casey Bunker keeping possession alive for Detroit. Chipper goes in the chest of Evan Baker. Zimmerman out to Okoro. Cross to Baker. Not the right touch. And cleared away by the defense. Skasilas off the shoulder of Nanru. Evan Baker trying to make something of it. It was like quadruple teamed almost on that. Now stolen away. On the other side here, this is going to be a potential chance for Nanru. Not able to get the right touch on it though, so it goes out of bounds. It's a throw in for Inter Detroit. 5 minutes left to go. Bunker cleared away. That's Punia Murti sending that out into the stands. Gomez Ruiz sends it to the other side of the field, not in the right position for Liam Zimmerman, so it's a throw in for Liquid Football. Both of these teams typically in the top half of the table when they are in the Midwest Premier League. Liquid Football with a 2nd place finish 2 years ago and a 4th place finish last year. Looking to improve upon that this season. And 2-0 is a pretty good start to doing that. 10 games played in their totality. Ryan Bovey, direct shot into Sarayocho, and another save from Sarayocho. Second and third save back to back for the 18-year-old. Center ref making sure everything's okay. It looked like Sarayocho was going to take his good old time to get to his feet. Good pressure from Evan Baker. Here's Casales kicking it away. Back to Edwin Gomez-Ruiz. He's got Casales in front of him. Will opt instead for Kyle Jennings outside. Casey Bunker off the leg of a Liquid Football player. I believe that was Albari. Casales will be the one to throw it in. One of the best throwers on this team, probably the best, if you had to argue about it. Looks like a substitution will come in the waning moments for this Liquid Football win. It is Mutana, the midfielder from Madonna, stepping off, who's had some pretty excellent touches in this game. Throw comes in. Kyle Jennings doesn't get the touch, neither does Okoro. And the ball's cleared away. Garcia. Now to Casales. Wants to go inside. Will opt not to. It's Liam Zimmerman looking to chip it. Good bump there from Punia Murti. He's going to get fouled there. Casales not a fan of how Punia Murti was able to best him on the physicality there. Toma sends it to Nanru. The possession game very much what Liquid Football will most likely try to do for the rest of this matchup. Only a few minutes left to go here. As Inter Detroit, excuse me, is now looking to play just for funsies. Gomez-Ruiz, good footwork there. Goes inside. Stolen away by Liquid Football. This will be Inter Detroit's first loss of the season, draining them to a 1-1-1 record. They're going to be playing a pretty hungry FC Pontiac team looking for their first win in the Midwest Premier League, their first win in the team's history in the Midwest Premier League. New club this season. Again, that game will take place on Friday, May 30th, so just a little over a week from now. 7:30 p.m. For the next We Are Soccer match, though, it is going to be a Michigan Jaguars game, the first of their season as they take on this same Liquid Football team at their home place at Clarenceville High School. That's a 7 p.m. start. I will be on the call for that. Very excited for it. And then get another chance to look at this very impressive Liquid Football team that looks like they have no chemistry issues to figure out. For the Michigan Jaguars team, that's a squad that has a lot of college players as well as some academy players as well, trying to get that good mix of youth. Dan Diaka is the head coach. Great save there. Not sure if it counts as a save because it's a deflection off of the leg of a defender from Liquid Football. So we extend into extra time now. Had a chance to visit the Michigan Jaguars training last night. A lot of interesting differences between Ryan Rowe and Dan Diak, the way they coach their teams during practice or training. Excited to share all about that next week. Like I said, it'll be the same Liquid Football team that they'll be playing against. Gomez-Ruiz tries to get it to Okoro. Great slide tackle from Mbaye. Ryan Bovey gets tripped and pushed There's going to be a free kick just outside of the box. Inter Detroit not looking to take any time at all. Looks like it'll be Liam Zimmerman to send it into the mix. Three-man wall from Liquid Football. Sending it away. This one close. Almost headed in by Ben Johns. Didn't get the right touch, so it's Toma. Keeping it out. Now Skasilas on offense. Ben Johns wants the chip. As Okoro, not going to get to him. It's headed away. And Liquid Football keen to just kick this ball around and try to drain out this clock as we are now in the 3rd minute of extra time. Liam Zimmerman wants a direct shot, deflected. Bosco, not the header he wants. Deflected away once again by Pumia Murti. I heard someone shout in the field 2 minutes, so I wonder if that's what we're looking at for the rest of extra time. Ben Johns, another cross into the midfield. Kyle Jennings with a chance, and now destroyed, knocked off of his feet by Sarai Ocho. I don't know if I've ever seen a keeper get that physical with an attacker. It was Kyle Jennings. There was 1 or 2 defenders in the area. Sarai Ocho just decided to bulldoze him and make sure that he had no chance of getting that ball. And now a yellow is going to be assessed. Looks like that's to Liam Zimmerman for some, I would imagine, foul-mouth language. That is his 2nd yellow of the season, so something to manage there, or something to at least look at if you're an Inter Detroit staffer. Okoro trying to create another attack opportunity. Great slide tackle, and by Gay. Nanru goes out of bounds in favor of Liquid Football. Zimmerman not happy about it. Excuse me, that was Ben Johns, excuse me. Kyle Jennings now trying to exact revenge, and he is going to get a yellow card. I imagine this game is coming to a close with some sort of indication of we might have 5 minutes of extra time. There's been some extra cards and assessments given since then. Free kick sent directly out of the back of the end line, so goal kick for Inter Detroit. Obviously not a lot of time left to go, and that is going to be the end of the game. 4-2, your final score in favor of Liquid Football.